Stink and the Freaky Frog Freakout by McDonald. Chapter 7. True Blue. Stink had a Peter Parker of a secret. Not even the evil Dr. Octopus could drag it out of him. Ah, who was he kidding? He couldn't hold it in one more second. He ran to the phone to call Sophie and Webster and told them to come over right away. When they got to the house, Stink motioned to his friends to come upstairs. Psst, Stink whispered. Up here. Why are we whispering? Sophie asked. Because it's a secret. He pulled out the fishbowl from under his desk. First, I gotta ask, would you guys still be my friends even if I were a frog? I'd still be your friend, Sophie told him. I'd put you in a shoebox and feed you flies. I'd still be your friend, said Webster. I'd carry you in my pocket and let you take a bath in the sink. Thanks. Now get ready for your eyes to pop out. Webster gulped. Sophie pushed her glasses up on her nose. Ready? Stink asked. Ready, said Sophie and Webster. Are you sure? Stink, said Webster impatiently. I'm just saying, it's not for the faint of heart, as Peter Parker would say. Sophie held her breath. Webster held his breath. Ta-da! Stink pulled off the Spider-Man pajama top in one swoop. Webster started. It's frog, not blue, shouted Sophie, pointing. Frog! Webster's eyes were as round as quarters. Smurf City! Meet King Otto of the Third, radioactive mutant ninja frog, said Stink. So you mean he glows blue because he's radioactive? Asked Sophie. Stink nodded. He told them all about finding the freaky frog. He showed them the spot on his arm that he would never, ever wash. Stink told them that his newfound frog... Stink told them about his newfound frog tendencies. He stuck out his tongue and touched the tip of his nose to prove it. Look, Sophie pointed to Stink's feet. Your toes, they're part webbed. You've turned into a frog from feet up, said Webster. Just my second and third toes, said Stink. I got it from my Grandma Lou. She has the same thing. Judy, too. Phew, said Webster. But, Stink wiggled his toes. Now that you mention it, it does look a little more webbed than normal. And how else do you explain the raisins and the worms and swimming in the sink and you have a best friend named Webster, said Webster. And your favorite color is green, said Sophie. Yipes, we gotta do something before you start glowing. We better go talk to Jasper, said Stink. Stat. Huh? Said Webster. Huh? Said Sophie. That means pronto, super quick, right away. Do you think your mom or dad will take us? Asked Webster. Let's ask, said Sophie. Tally-ho, said Stink, just like Peter Parker. Stink told Mom he had an A1 super important frog mission. Mom dropped Stink and his friends off at the nature center. Jasper O'Farrell told Stink he had seen his share of frogs. He had seen 2- and 3-legged frogs, 2-toed and 3-legged frogs. He had seen frogs with extra legs, and frogs with extra eyes, and frogs with no legs, and frogs with only one eye. He had seen frogs with shrunken heads and frogs with kinked tails, but he'd never seen albino frogs. But never, ever, ever, He'd even seen albino frogs, but never, ever, ever in his long-legged life had Jasper O'Farrell seen a true blue frog up close and personal. He squinted at the blue frog from every angle. He scratched his little beard. He peered at the frog with a magnifying glass. Well, Stink rocked back and forth on his feet. Jasper scratched his tiny beard some more. What do you think? Asked Stink. Is he a mutant? Is he radioactive? If the frog is radioactive and the frog licks Stink, is Stink going to start glowing in the dark? Asked Sophie. Are we going to have to start calling him Stink Smurf? Asked Webster. I have to say I've never seen anything like it, said Webster. Freak of nature, said Webster. Maybe he's a rare blue poison dart frog, said Stink, who hopped all the way here from South America. Nope, I don't think so. I don't want to leap to conclusions, but leap to conclusions? I get it, said Stink. I'm almost sure this guy's a mutant. My professor taught me about abnormal colors in frogs. I bet this froggy's color got messed up. He's probably missing his yellow. Huh? Asked Stink. Okay, think of our class, said Jasper. If you mix blue and yellow paint, it looks green, right? All three kids nodded. It's the same for a frog. They have 3 kinds of pigment cells, and the top one is yellow. But if they're missing yellow, they look blue to us. Cosmic, said Stink. Thanks for bringing him in, Stink. This is better than a barking tree frog. I'd like to show him to my professor. Then we'll see if we can release this little guy safely back into the wild. Sure, said Stink. He looked at the frog logs all over Jasper's desk. Hey, did we count a lot of frogs last night? We sure did, said Jasper. More than I thought. That's the good news. The bad news is that there are 3 kinds of chorus frogs, and we only heard 2 kinds. Bummer, said Stink. Should we count again? We're going to wait until next year, said Jasper. But now we just might have another frog count this summer. Sweet, said Stink. That's only 80-something days away. Jasper laughed. Plus, said Stink, it gives me time to knock on doors and get neighbors to stop using fertilizers and stuff that's messing up the frogs. Good thinking, said Jasper, tapping the side of his head. We'll help you, Stink, said Sophie. Yeah, we want to save the frogs too, said Webster. Jasper walked Stink and his friends to the door. Bye, King Otto III, Stink and his friends called. Be careful he doesn't lick you, Sophie warned Jasper. Yeah, said Stink. You might suddenly start eating raisins or get the urge to make mud pies or sleep in the basement or go swimming in the sink. Jasper raised one eyebrow at Stink. I'm just saying. Stink turned to leave. Bye, Jasper. If you start to glow in the dark, call me. Stink Frog versus Goliath Frog by Stink E. Moody. 250 million years ago, before the dinosaurs, a giant frog hatched. I'm the biggest frog in the world. Size isn't everything, Goliath. Really, Shrimp Frog? Just try getting by me, and it's frog leg fondue for you. Huh? You'll have to catch me first. No! You're endangered, Goliath Frog. Power to the small. Small is the new tall. Got small? The end.